The film begins with Betty, an American from a well-off family, landing in Iran to meet her husband Moody's relatives. Barely stepping off the plane, she's handed a cultural souvenir, a black veil covering everything but her eyes. Refuse it? Not a chance. Still in disbelief, Betty quietly asks what happens if she doesn't wear it. Moody's answer? You'll be arrested. Right after, she discovers that even a few strands of loose hair can turn into a matter of life or death. Armed religious guards show up, shouting things she can't even understand. All of this because her bangs decided to make an appearance. A hairstyle could literally cost her life. Moody tries to console her, but his brother jumps in with a moral lesson. Every strand of hair is a dagger in the heart of our martyrs. For Betty, raised in the US, where a bad hair day just means a bad Instagram picture, this all seems like a cruel joke. Betty clings to the hope that it'll only be 2 weeks in this cultural circus. Except she never wanted to travel in the first place. She had seen the chaos on the news and knew Iran wasn't exactly a top tourist destination. But Moody swore up and down, even on the Quran, "It's only 2 weeks. I would never put you in danger." On the very first night, Betty finds out that even the way she wears the veil is enough to earn hostility from the family. She vents to Moody, asking if everyone there is afraid of feminine beauty or if they simply don't trust women. His answer? He says it's respect, a tradition earned by women themselves. Her life becomes a series of cultural shocks. In the US, lazy breakfasts and daily showers. In Iran, waking up at sunrise, prayers instead of Starbucks, and no daily showers because they're impure. But the real cold shower comes when she discovers Moody had already decided everything. Before the trip, he had quit his job in the US. The plan was to stay in Iran forever. In other words, the trip was a trap, and Betty fell right into it. When she tries to ask for help, guess what? The family takes his side. They say Betty is disobedient and that the real problem is Moody doesn't beat her enough. And he takes the advice seriously, confiscates her passport, money, and even resorts to violence. With no way out, Betty turns to the Swiss embassy. But there, she finds out she became Iranian overnight, and without her husband's permission, she can't leave or take her daughter. Quite the upgrade, from American citizen to luxury prisoner. Time goes by, and Betty lives surrounded, watched, and beaten. She even tries to connect with underground networks, but is betrayed even by other American women trapped in the same situation. Still, hope doesn't die. A simple act of kindness, the shopkeeper who once studied in the US offering help, reignites her strength. Straight out of a script, a generous stranger shows up just when she needs it most. After countless public and private humiliations, Betty finally contacts a clandestine escape group. The price? $10,000, payable only after freedom. A bargain compared to the cost of keeping her sanity. Through checkpoints, deserts, and betrayals, even the driver who seemed like a thief returns everything at the end, explaining he only wanted to protect her belongings from real criminals. Finally, after freezing nights, a limping horse, hunger, and exhaustion, Betty and her daughter cross into Turkey. When she sees the American flag waving at the embassy, it feels like breathing again. The prison is over. This wasn't just a rescue. It was a battle for dignity, freedom, and above all, her daughter's future. Back in the US, Betty turned her pain into purpose, dedicating herself to giving a voice to other women trapped in similar situations. This film was shot in Israel, since filming in Iran would be, let's say, a little complicated. So, what do you think? If Betty hadn't believed Moody's promises, would the film still have the same impact, or would it lose its power completely? Tell me in the comments. Hope you liked it, and see you next time.